everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you a brand new concept from Madam Glam, and it is their Easter box, and the box itself is the cutest thing ever. You'll see it in just a moment. It is so adorable and can certainly be reused for other Easter gifts if you have any people that you gift for Easter. If you get this box, I totally would save it because I am a box hoarder like that. I keep all of them because they are so cute and so versatile. And then the colors inside. There are 6 colors and they're all gorgeous pastels except for one which isn't the typical pastel gel polish, and it is a jelly pink that has multicolored little glitters in it, and it is the coolest, cutest, prettiest little thing, and it's so like girly and bright and summery and happy. I hope you guys like this as much as I do. I'm going to be using these colors to be painting some adorable little butterflies with a gold framed accents. Love it. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
So here is the box, and it is so pretty. I absolutely love that pastel kind of ombre from one thing to the next. And then the little cloud star motif is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a little bit of a shrink wrap on it, so I'm going to gently slice and then peel that off if it's going to cooperate. I'm so bad with that kind of thing. It's like the worst thing for me is trying to get pesky packaging off of stuff. And now we've got it. It's so pretty. And then on the inside are the 6 colors. And I'm going to use all of them besides the coolest one, which is very silly. I'm going to use all of them besides this one in the video. So this one is definitely the most interesting. It's called Glowing My Way. Not that the rest of them aren't great, but this one, it just is such a cool color that I can't wait to use just for other things in the summer. It has got all kinds of multicolored little speckles in it. So I'm going to use the blue, the green, and the purple, which are Euphoria, Rebirth, and Lilyscent. And I'm going to add splotches of them across the nail. So this is going to be for the thumbnail, the middle, and the ring nail. And then taking a sponge, I'm going to use different sections of it between the different colors and just gently blend that together. I'm going to then cover this nail with a little coating of clear acrylic powder just to kind of soak up the gel, and it'll give this next coat a little bit more to stick to. Using those same colors, going over the exact same places where I put them the first time, I'm going to do a second coat on everything. That first coat is really just a slight base. Sometimes when you're doing this type of an ombre, that first coat almost doesn't show up as anything, but after that acrylic powder is put on there before curing, this second coat really grabs on. Using my sponge again, I'm going to blend all the colors together, and then I'm going to apply a coat of Velvet, which is Madam Glam's No Wipe Matte Top Coat. Let that cure, and now here's some new brushes. I got so many fun things to play with. I've got the detail brush, which is a replacement of the brush that I've had for a long time that I use constantly. The plaid brush, which is a wider flat brush, and then the petal brush, which is like my new favorite. That is a nice, little bit bigger, comes to a very close point. Great for doing things like petals or butterfly wings. So I'm going to be using that butterfly or that petal brush for my butterfly wings with the color Pinkster. I'm going to make some bigger butterflies and some smaller butterflies and just kind of alternate where they're positioned on the nail. Keep some variety between them. I'm going to put the butterflies on the thumb, middle, and ring nail. There's a little one. As you can see, that brush just press and pull and you get beautiful, beautiful effects with it. I did do a second coat of Pinkster overneath, that's a new one, over the top of all of those. And now I'm going to use the colors Spring Bloom and the Lilyscent, which is the peachy color and the lavender. To add the first layer of detailing, I'm going to do that to the upper wing of my butterfly, or of each of my butterflies. And then using Rebirth and Euphoria, I'm going to be adding some details to the bottom wing. And that is going to be the blue and the green. I'm not going to overdo any of those little shading colors. I'm going to try to keep them mostly pink. So if you look at this butterfly quick, you're just going to think pink. You're not going to see all those other colors, but have that slight, almost iridescent, using all those different pastels gives it an iridescent effect because it looks like the light's picking up on all of these different shades. Now, using black gel paint, I'm going to be adding all of the details that I want to be gold in the end. Before I added those black details, it was just a second, but I did scrub my nail with some isopropyl alcohol. If you're going to do this and you don't want the chrome paint to stick to where you don't want it, really make sure you wipe off any hint of an inhibition layer that may be on this nail, or whatever nail it is you're doing with this technique. When you are wiping it off and you're using your isopropyl alcohol, try to get the highest percentage that you can find. I'm using a 90%. That also being said, if you can't find that high of a percentage, just make sure that it's very wet when you're wiping it down, and it should be okay. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you're using the same wipe to do multiple nails that you're wiping down, you're going to want to switch the position of the wipe and maybe use one per hand, so that, because as you're wiping, if you've gone from nail to nail to nail, you're going to end up picking up inhibition layer from one nail and then putting it down on the other one. And the first nails you did will get nice and clean, but then the subsequent ones, the farther down the line they go, the more sticky they'll actually become. And depending on the circumstance, you may do more harm than good. So make sure that your wipe is fairly clean and that you're using plenty of isopropyl alcohol. And then you have just the fun of going through and painting all of the details with your black gel paint. When I'm using Madam Glam's black gel paint for this, it's the best thing because there is no inhibition layer. It doesn't require a top coat, so after it cures, it's almost like it's black, no wipe top coat, in the fact that you can just go straight in with your chrome powders. So we've got all of the details going in on these butterfly wings with those black gel paint, and actually, I love the way it looks just like this. If you were to do this and not want the gold details after you got done with these black details, you could just apply a top coat, but otherwise, oh, it's so pretty with those gold details. So do the first butterfly and then do the second one. With the littler butterflies, you may want to minimize the amount of details that you're doing just because there is so much, there's a lack of space and there's so much detail in the big one that it just wouldn't be practical in the smaller ones. I am also wanting to mention that I'm using the Madam Glam detail brush for all of those black details. And then once that has been cured for 1 minute, I'm going to take my gold chrome powder and I'm going to burnish that into the black gel paint. And look how beautiful that is. It is just so gorgeous. After I have done both of them, try to contain the gold chrome powder so it doesn't go extra places. Dust the nail with a very soft brush so that you don't scratch off any of the chrome powder, and then apply the no wipe top coat over the butterflies. So I'm going to do the butterfly wings, body, and antenna. I'm trying to leave all of the background just the matte color and really just hit the gold. And I'm going back to my petal brush to do this over the big butterfly and over the little butterfly, and repeat that process for the other butterflied nails as well. After that's done, I'm going to cleanse the nail once again with isopropyl alcohol to remove any chrome powder that may be left behind on the areas that aren't a butterfly. On the index and the pinky nails, I'm going to use the colors Spring Bloom, Pinkster, and Lilyscent, and I'm going to do an ombre from the peaches color to pink to purple, blend that together with a sponge, apply your clear acrylic powder to really soak up the gel so that it has something to grip to for your second coat, apply your second coat. The Spring Bloom to Pinkster, the transition looks pretty subtle on the video, but there's more of like a peachy to pink in real life. It just seems to get a little bit lost in translation. And then apply a layer of the velvet. And now I'm going to take my black gel paint and do an essentially same process as on the butterfly wings to create that gold embossed look, which is just so beautiful. I'm going to add a little outline as if it's a reverse French tip. And then I'm going to take my black gel paint and I'm going to add a filigreed pattern going all through that area that is above the line, just creating little swirls. If you want to just switch it up, you could do little leaf shapes. You could paint the silhouettes of little butterflies in there if you wanted to continue the butterfly motif, or you can just have fun and do whatever suits you in that area, or you could leave it, kind of plain and just do that one gold line. That would also be very pretty if you wanted to. Going to add a couple polka dots in there as well, just kind of fill it in. Once it has the gold on there, it isn't going to look as bold and defined. It'll get a little bit softer. So if your pattern gets a little bit funky, it's okay. And then apply some gold chrome powder over that. Dust it just like we did before with the soft brush, and then apply the no wipe top coat over that area that is above the black line. You could try to just do it over the top of the gold lines and leave all of that background color matte. I figured that was taking it a little too far and I decided to do the whole thing. On the pinky nail, I did do a traditional French tip outlined area, but I just love these. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty. They're like what I am hoping for in spring, which I feel like is getting too close. I can almost taste it. I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well.